I'm standing in the middle of the grass field, and as you can see, there is a lot of flowers down this row and also a bit on the other side. So my challenge today is to go and use the weed machine. Try to get rid of all this weed. As you can see, there is a lot of it, and it is possible to pluck it by hand, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, especially when it is hot like it is right now. The sunshine is up, and because of the water that is in the fields, it's getting very damp, and when it is very damp, it's getting very hot to make it difficult to get rid of the sweat. And that makes us more tired, because my clothes get so wet that it's almost as I have been taking it just out of the water. I'm now going to try to use this tool to get rid of all the weeds that is down the lane. This line is so full of it, and fortunate is that the root of this weed is not so deep, so it should be very easy to get up with that machine. I know that if I try to get down where the grass is, it will not be easy. So now I'm going to test it and see what I can do. And as for this thorny weed that is right here, the goats are here to eat that kind of weed, and they do it with great pleasure, and they eat a lot of it. So it's just going to be a big joy to bring them here and to have them eat all that thorny stuff, which is so difficult for the hand to do. But at the same time, they do eat some of the grass, which is not a problem because they eat some of it, not a lot. Not same the cows and the buffaloes. So it's just good. When looking very closely, it is possible to see that a lot of soil has been moved out with the roots of this weed. And when you get the overview from down here, then it is easy to see how much that machine over there has been able to eliminate and get out all the weeds that are in this area. Whereas when you're looking upon where my wife has been taking out the weed, it's just that one and nothing else that has been removed, which means there is still a lot left, and especially the smaller new growth of that weed is also there and does not get out. But when we are using the machine, most of it is being plowed out or cut out, which is a good thing. And I'm not even used 10 minutes yet, but I am already beginning to feel how much energy I have been using. Just as I expected, the moment the low wild grass is there together with that weed, it becomes very heavy and very difficult to dig up. And you can see some of the grass that is still left, because that small grass have deeper roots than the flowers, which makes it more heavy and difficult to dig up. But as you can see, it is helping a lot to use this machine. But as I have said in an earlier video, that this machine is very good to weed the weeds, but when you want to do it in a whole field like this, all the way down from those trees all the way down to those trees, then it becomes a huge task that is almost impossible. Which is why I say, when you have a field with weeds, this machine is not good enough. It's too much work and too heavy and too far to go. If you had half the size of fields that you have in certain places, still have in certain places in this area, then it is very easy to use this tool. But when you have a long field like this, you get tired halfway because there is still so long way to go. But a little bit every day and it will work. This is the first patch where I removed the weed, and now I will go down to what I would call the second patch where I have removed the weed from there. It's not 100%, but it is good enough for me and it is good enough for the field. So once again, 10, 20, 30 minutes and we already have got rid of a lot. I will show you how much. This is a wagon full or trailer full of wheat that we have been able to move from the soil, from the field. So I will go and dump it where the others are. My wife, she has been able to get a huge stack of wheat out already, 2 or 3 days in a row. So this is less than what she has been able to pull out. But as I showed you in the movie earlier in this video, when you pluck it out like this, you don't get everything. Whereas when I use the tool, I do get everything. So when she's plucking out from where there is a lot of grass, then it is very, very good what she's doing. But when there is just a lot of weed and no grass at all, or very little wild grass, then it is good to use that machine.